Welcome to part 13. This is bassline number 12 in the Dubstep Glitch Hop Power course with me, Tom Cosm. Alright, so this particular bassline, bassline number 12, new MIDI track. This one, I want to do kind of another wobbly kind of one, but I want this to be really kind of throaty, like, I don't know how to explain it. Kind of a, we're gonna do some automation on the kind of cutoff filters to kind of give it our own custom wobble rather than these kind of LFOs that are just constantly going wob wob wob. I want to kind of get some really sharp, tight turns in here. So we need to create the sound first. So I'm gonna no, let's write in the rhythm like we've been doing so far. So just loaded an operator. So I'm gonna add in some notes, add in a MIDI clip. Boom. Here we've got those little hi-hats doing that quick fill. So let's do the same in the bass. We need to put that swing on it. Great, okay, so this operator, I'm going to use some FM here. I'm just going to be mucking around. So again, make sure this algorithm is selected, which it is by default. I'm just going to be mucking around with various different waveforms. Now, these particular waveforms, as we were saying earlier, these 6, 8, 16, 32, 64, this is how many harmonics the particular wave shape has. These are quite fun to use with FM synthesis because they don't sound that good by themselves. Make sure you have the right oscillator, Tom. I find them quite boring on their own. I mean, if we have the full one. But they're quite good when you start FMing them. So I'm going to pick, let's go for the Saw 64 here. See, it's got all 64 harmonics, but they're going down in a ramp like that. And let's start modulating it with something else. So I'm going to bring this up. Let's go down one, and let's pick a square 32. Now let's change the course. So this particular oscillator is going to be an octave above, or the first harmonic above the fundamental here. So it's pretty heavy. Let's bring this down all an octave. It's got quite a nice ring to it. So I quite like that. So we've got a 64 square, 64 harmonics, and we've got, this one's only got 32 harmonics. You'll notice how every second harmonic is missing. So a square wave only has even harmonics, sorry, the odd harmonics. So the fundamental, the even, it has the fundamental, then the 2, then the 4, then the 6, the 8, just not that important, but interesting to note. So if I go to the Saw 32, see they're all there, but the square 32 spreads them out like that. Let's bring up this one, this level here. I want to be using this oscillator to frequency modulate this one. I'm going to put the course up to 4, which is quite high. So that's another octave. That's the fourth harmonic, the third harmonic, and we'll just keep it as a sine wave. I'm just going to start bringing this up and see how it sounds. So you can get those really nasty kind of distorted sounds just by using the oscillators with FM synth. Let's keep it around there. That's a really in-your-face kind of sound. I'm going to add in an auto filter here now, so afterwards. So I want to be automating this up and down really fast, so let's zoom in here. So let's start. What you can do is you can select an area, click on the line, drag it down, and of course this line is going to correspond to the frequency because that's the last thing I fucked with. So what I'm going to do is open this up. I'm going to try and put a low note down here after that. Maybe if I make this shorter, I'm going to put a low note down here because that note's going to be too low. It's not going to be really legible as a note, but it might create like a nice kind of end to that note. It might be like a thud or something. Maybe. What if we go really low? No, we'll keep it there. It's not much, but it's quite, you know, it just kind of gives it a... Awesome. So let's go into the pen tool. These notes are short, so I can just give them a particular frequency. Maybe not really noticeable, but still cool. And let's just put in some points myself here. Let's just do a down and up. It's kind of cool, huh? So see, by doing this kind of custom automation, we can get, it's kind of quite, I don't know what the word is, you know, those harsh kind of tones that some European languages use, those, who didn't offend anyone there? It's a beautiful thing. Did I just relate that to a race? An ethnic group, sorry? Fucking hell. Alright, now let's move on. So that's our first one. Let's group those together. That's our first side of the bass line. I like that. Just call that one. And let's add in another operator. I want something kind of trailing around the edges here. So as usual, let's call it 2. I'm just going to use a saw wave here. And let's give it some spread. Not that cool so far. We'll add in another auto filter after that operator, but instead of using a low pass, I mean we could. I'm going to use a band pass. So again, I'm going to automate this quite in detail, so it kind of matches what's happening over here. So instead of, make sure we select the frequency so we can move this knob. Let's have this one sweeping down. And go into the pen tool for this. That could be cool. Don't want to go too low because then it starts kind of resonating the low frequencies. Whoa. This one's a bit of a trouble, isn't it? Just roll with that. Alright, and what else can we add to this? Let's just add a reverb after that, because we're kind of fluffing around on the high end with this one. If we add a reverb after it, again, using that really, really short size and decay time, it's just going to give it a bit of presence. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to quickly insert another MIDI clip here, because I think this would sound really cool if we... Actually, I'm going to duplicate that, just so we could duplicate all the automation, delete all the notes. I just want to put in some really fast ones to see. Just having a bit of fun here. Let's just change the length right down so we only loop that particular part over and over. Just for fun. Okay, get rid of that. So I'm quite happy with that. Let's have a listen. There's not really much sub there, is there? What is there? We've been breaking the rules a wee bit. So we don't have to worry about cutting off the low frequencies as number 2. Number 1, we really should. So let's just add in, we'll add in another auto filter, a nice easy solution. Oh shit, not on top of it, after it. After it, Tom. There we go. And turn it into a high pass and just cut it off about there. Oh shit, what have I done? I've lost my automation. Oh, I need to snap back to arrangement. If you mess with a parameter like this, And what happens is everything kind of turns a different color, and it'll just play what you've set it at. But you need to click this back to arrangement and see everything will go red again, and it'll snap back to what we've got. So I need to add that auto filter after that again, because I Control Z'd a bit far. I'm just keeping it about there because you see how there's a bit of a thud when it hits that point, and that's kind of powerful. That's kind of a cool part of it. Maybe a bit higher. Alright, so now what we can do is we can add one more operator in here for the sub. And we'll call that sub. Bonk. And remember before how we used the pitch envelope by turning it on, giving it some envelope, making the decay short. We can give that sub a bit of a punch. So that pitch envelope, without it, that pitch envelope, each note's going to start with a little bit of a pitch bend down. Give it a punch. Maybe you could bring that high pass down a bit. Alright, I'm happy with that. We need to call it a name. I'm over this. Greg. Okay, so that's bassline number 12. Oh, 4 to go. TomColson.com.